Welcome to Milk and Honey. We're here, ladies and gentlemen. I know you missed us. We wasn't here last week, and
it was tough, wasn't it? It was tough not being here.
And I miss you guys. I miss being here. Miss being on the air and here today. But you know, we're back here this week, and we don't want to disappoint you. All right. Only thing is, we are missing just a part of our crew today.
Huge part.
Huge, very huge part of our crew. But the show must go on. We are missing the Miss Tashika Benson, and we already miss you so much, Tashika. But today you have me, Michael Kennedy.
Oh yeah.
You have me and Mr. Randall. Mr. Randall Michael, ladies and gentlemen. Are y'all ready for this? I'm telling you, this is
a lot of testosterone flowing in the building right now.
Oh man, that's what I'm saying. Don't you feel good?
Feel good. I mean,
it's like a different atmosphere. You know what I'm saying?
Push-ups or something.
I'm saying, yeah, man.
I think that I won't feel like doing no push-ups.
Yeah, well, not right now. You know what I'm saying? I just got to eat. But anyway, it's good to be here. It's good to see you, man.
Likewise, brother. Likewise.
Yeah, I know you've been in some shows lately. You've been acting.
Yeah, you know,
tell us the last show you just did.
Well, we closed down Best of Enemies at Provision Theater. Yes. All those who did make it out, we do appreciate that. For those that didn't, you know who you are. And I'm not gonna say no names. And I appreciate my mom. My mom was trying to throw some shade, as they say, on Facebook about people who did it. So I said, Mom, you can't be on my page doing that kind of stuff. People got all types of reasons why they can't make the show.
You know your mother gonna defend.
Oh, she gonna look out.
That's your mother.
Oh, she gonna look out for me. That's all right. I'm not mad at her. But no, it was a wonderful show. Got to work with the Felicia Fields, the world renowned Felicia Fields, Rod Armentrout, Tasha Fowler.
Felicia Fields, are you serious?
Oh man, she's as good as advertised, brother, as always. You know what I mean? It was really, really great.
Bro, that's huge.
Yeah, it was great, man. But like I say, you know how we do it, man. Come on, Kennedy, you done been all over the world performing and everything. And I like to think at a certain point they performing with us, my brother.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean? Not throwing down play on anybody, but we put a lot of time and effort into our craft. As you say.
Yeah, I get that, brother.
So that's how that works. But,
I get that, and that's and I went to see the show, and Randall, you did a phenomenal job.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
You are a stage 1-8. I'm telling y'all, if y'all get this guy, he don't come cheap. I'm telling you, he's a great actor.
I work for food too, though, so let's put that out there.
You take Link?
And we can talk about it.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We will talk about it.
So I'm glad to be sitting here today, be talking with my brother here, and we got some interesting topics today, don't we?
I mean, I have a couple of things that I do want to talk about, and she could send me some. She sent me her Sister T letter, which is pretty interesting.
Is that right?
I think we've all been in this type of situation earlier. I was reading. We'll get into that, and I was also looking. If anybody, like we always say, if you have somebody that you want us to find for you, which I always thought I like to bring that up because that's an awesome thing. We are not as close enough as a community as we need to be. So if you have somebody that you would like us to find, the links to get it to Michael Kennedy, Tashika Benson, Tashika's second page Benson as well. You can get that get to her and let her know, and we'll do our best to find them. We'll put the word out there for you guys.
Yeah.
That, if it's somebody out there, if they don't want to be found, that we can't help you. Okay, we're like your virtual milk carton out here. So just let us know, and we'll see what we can do for you there. So that's the business side of it.
Yeah. So if you lost your grandmother somewhere and you're looking for her, if you don't, what? As a matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that up. My last name is Kennedy, right?
Yes, sir.
So with an A, Kenady. But anyway, I have family on my father's side that I would love to connect with. And I don't know really any of them.
How about that little homegrown where you at?
Yeah, my parents got a divorce, so the mom get the kids. So
Papa's baby, mama's maybe. Oh no, back Papa's maybe, mama's baby.
Right. So my dad died. I lost contact with it. So if you, I'm connected to Kennedy's, Williams. I don't know what else, but hey, hit me up.
Find this man.
If you find
hard to find.
Anybody know my family, just hit me up. Saying I might know your family. I might know somebody in your family. My grandfather's name was Madison. I had a great grandmother. Her name was Katie. So
and if you're cute, might want to start a new family. What do you think? No? Okay. We'll leave that.
All right. Welcome to Intellectual Radio. And I don't know what Randall's on today, but
I'm on it, man. I want to give a shout out to Rum and Coke for helping me through this lovely day.
And Coke.
It's been a beautiful situation.
Okay.
But so what do you want to do first, Mike? Anything you want to? Because I got this Sister T letter.
Go ahead. Let's talk about it. Let's start with that.
All right. Well, let's see. It says, "Dear Sister T, 2 years ago, my father-in-law passed. My mother-in-law went through a rough phase coping with his death. My wife moved her in until she was well enough to deal with it. But for the first 8 months, I was okay with it. She was helping out around the house, probably cooking, good stuff like that.
Yeah.
I threw that in there. I apologize.
Okay.
She seemed to be better.
Right.
She seemed to be better. Now, when my wife discussed her going back home, she said she wasn't ready. Now we're 2 years deep, and she says she still ain't ready.
2 years.
My wife and I don't know what to do. Am I being insensitive because I want my home back the way it was, or should I continue to say nothing?
Wow. I assume this is coming from the man.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yes, it's from the brother. My impulse, I kick her whole ass out. Oh. I'm sorry. Am I okay? Can I say that?
No, Randall.
I would kick. No, I'm just playing. I wouldn't do that.
Randall, you can't kick the mother-in-law out.
Well,
what if it was your mother?
Well, first of all, hold on, bro.
Come on,
Don't talk about my mama.
She was on the other foot. She was on the foot.
No, I understand. Now here's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And to know my mother is to know that she, how can I put it polite? I love you, mom, but my mother, I like a wind chime. She will chime in. She will have some things to say.
So if you have a wife, and your mother, you don't mind your mother chiming in?
No, that's the thing.
Okay,
it's not that I don't mind it. I do mind
but
it.
You
and
said
I don't
she will do it.
She will. Now there have been times. Now this is many moons ago. When I was with my child's mother, and we stayed together. My mom came up and stayed with us. I mean, I found out she was staying for a little longer than I expected. When I say, Mama, I'm looking at the ticket. Your itinerary you sent me, this is just one way. But she didn't tell you she was coming to. No, she told me she was coming. She just didn't tell me when she was leaving. You see what I mean? So that's a little different. And so when I looked at the itinerary, I didn't say anything. I definitely didn't say anything to my child's mother at the time.
Okay.
But I kind of, I pulled it to the side and said, hey, as sensitive as politely as I could. Mama, when you leaving? I noticed that they don't have no return ticket on here.
I see.
And
somebody said, "Don't diss the mama totally."
No, not at all. And that's what I'm getting to. It became a point where, because like I said, helping out with around the house, cleaning, cooking, things like that. Of course, you don't want your mama doing all that stuff, but they feel, they gonna help because that's the type of people that they are.
Right.
That's what mothers do most of the time.
So in this situation, do you think that he need to ask his mother to go back home?
If he's smart,
she said she's not ready to go.
Right.
She ain't ready.
And you can't tell people how to grieve.
2 years.
That is a long time.
That's a long time.
But how long was she married? She married 22 years. Things like that can be tough.
That's true.
Everything in that house reminds her of him. Everything from bills to light switches. I mean, you name it. Dishes.
So do you think she'll ever be ready to go back home?
Maybe not. But then at some point, it can become a nuisance. It just depends. And I hate to use the word nuisance, but it can become a problem because there's things that, as Bernie Mac said, you want to live a good life.
Yeah,
with your wife.
Here's my take on it. If I was in that situation and I had a wife, and it was a situation where she was with, her mother, was married and then she lost her husband. She came to stay with us. And then after 2 years, she wasn't
That's a long time,
ready to go. It is a long time. But you know what? This is the mother. I mean, once your mom is gone, you only get one mother. Okay. Once your mother's gone, it's over.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Here's the key though. Yeah. Check this out.
What's that?
It's her mother.
Right, it is her mother.
So that's why I say if he's smart, he'll talk to her and say,
okay, but if you're married, it's like it should be like his mother too.
It should be, but that.
Come on now, when you get married, you don't marry the person, you marry their family.
This is also true.
I agree.
Right. Just say it. But at the same time, and this is something I hate to always make it. I never want to make things about black and white and things like that. But I know this more often than not. And when it comes to my Anglo friends,
I see you.
And overall, there she is. When it comes to my Anglo friends. And this is something that we have as a community as well. Mm-hmm. We will allow Junebug, we will allow Donnie Ray, we will allow sisters, cousins, uncles, nephews, nieces to stay with us. Mm-hmm. And they do all kinds of wrong in our house.
But this is the mother.
But I understand. Okay. But blood of cuz, as they say.
Right.
They will do wrong in your house and they often will take us down with them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whereas I know a lot of my Anglo friends, they don't care if it's their child that's doing wrong. They will ship them off.
Wow.
Whether it be military school, whether it be, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Rehab, whatever it is, they will kick them out.
Right.
And so, and sometimes we say we don't stick together a lot, but our love of family, our the close knit of that will sometimes drag us down.
That is true.
It will drag us down.
I've definitely had my own experience to that, and I do believe that in this particular letter, it's the position, okay, of her being the mother. Now we're not talking about brother,
right,
or brother-in-law or sister,
because she cooking, she cooking, probably trying to watch dishes.
But my thing is, if she's been there for 2 years, she couldn't be that bad.
Now, Mike, that's not fair.
I mean, 2 years is a long time.
I agree,
but I mean, she couldn't be that bad. I mean, how come she? She could be like, she could be even better. I mean, it's almost like if you got kids. I mean, you gotta adjust. You gotta adjust if your kids is there.
I agree.
Okay, now this is the mother-in-law.
There's some adjustment,
it's adjustment, but it's also an asset because she may cook, she might clean, she might do things.
Take care. You
got an in-house babysitter.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a mother. I would personally. This is me. This is just me. I wouldn't necessarily ask her to leave.
Okay.
Wouldn't necessarily ask her to leave if it's my wife's mother. I wouldn't. But I would try to make it accommodating to the point where we can still have our private life and she has hers. Like you move in the house next door to me.
No, stop, man. Come on. The guest room. She got the guest room already. But no, really, I think.
Well, how far is the guest room from my bedroom?
Oh, here you go.
I'm just saying.
And here's the thing. And here's some of the things that, like you say, you adjust to try to make it accommodating for her. Maybe even to the point, because first, like I said, my first reaction was kick her out. Kick her out. 2 years.
This is your wife's mother.
I understand that, but
you can't kick her out.
You can't now, unless you want your white property to go too.
That's right.
But then, like you said, when you marry somebody, it's you and them. You supposed to what I don't know how it goes how it properly stated, but you're supposed to forsake them above all others. Right? Ain't there something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So then
you leave your mother, father, and cleave to your wife. But this is a situation where she needs them. Now I feel like if that's your mother, she raised you. Yeah. She wiped your hind part.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? She was there when you were pouting and putting up with you, carried you for 9 months and all. You know how
13 hours of labor.
You know how they talk. You know what I'm saying? When you're being rebellious. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is just chance. I feel like this is a chance for them to, be to her what she's been to them. I mean,
that's very true.
I think if you marry someone and it has a mother, I mean, people say, "Oh, I'm not marrying your family, I'm marrying you," but that's really not true.
It's not true. It's not true
because if something happened to that family,
they're gonna need that help.
It's gonna affect them, and that's gonna affect you.
Now, mind you talking to a young man that was raised by his mother.
Okay.
Father was there. Thank God for stepfathers in the house.
Right.
He was there.
Shout out to all the stepfathers, by the way.
They make a choice. You see what I'm saying? It ain't a choice.
This really sounded like a man show.
It's all right. It's good. It feels good. It feels good.
Yeah.
But the point is that my grandmother came and stayed with us for a long time.
Right.
You see what I mean? And it was something about that camaraderie. Now, where most kids were kicking it at 6, I had my kicking it time, but I would help her get off the bus in the evening. I'd pick her up and things like that. So there was a strong knit of family there. It was very, very strong. And so of course I say jokingly, kick her out.
Hey, daughter.
But it has to be. I think if you're a smart man, you can say your point and very, very gingerly approach your wife with that. You see what I'm saying? From a strong stand, you can be strong and vulnerable at the same time.
Yeah.
You approach your wife with that and say, "Look, babe, it's been a few years. Maybe even I'm the type of cat. You know what, Mama? There, I'm taking the wife to to a resort for the weekend, something like that.
Yeah, you could do that.
Then
you're making an adjustment.
Little pillow talk.
You're making an adjustment,
babe. What we gonna do? What we gonna do here? Because something got to give. You know, you enjoy what we doing here, all this lovely stuff. We can have this in our house.
Well, I'm just saying, with the position of parents, it
has to be.
With position, somebody's parents. That's different.
I agree.
I say, I would feel different if it's a brother, sister, nephew, niece.
Yeah. Not an elderly
auntie,
person.
Uncle. You know what I'm saying? And because of my, giving ways, and I'm, if it's somebody that's incapacitated, and they only option is to be taken care of, or and they don't have they can't afford to be put in a home or get the proper treatment, then in those ways, if it's a family member, I would look out for that. But if you are capable, able-bodied, you're not gonna
lay up under my roof.
No, you're not gonna do it.
I agree.
You're not gonna do it.
Was he?
Not gonna do it.
He just shouting out.
Hey, what's up, Anthony? It's good. These are people that are on Facebook Live that we are shouting out for those of y'all listening to us on radio. I see Anthony. I see Sarah. How you doing, Sarah, baby?
Sarah, Anthony, what y'all think? Y'all don't have nothing to say about it? People always want to know what the people out there have to say.
But Sarah and Anthony is single, so they probably say the same, you know what I'm saying? But let's say this. Let's just say if it was your mother. Your mother came to live with you because your dad had died, okay? All right. You're married. And your mother came to live with you, and she for a little while because she wanted to get away, but she never leaves. It's like 2 years later. I mean, would you ask her to leave? What would you do? Would you ask her to stay? I mean, what would you do? I mean, this is how I personally feel, because it's the mother. I wouldn't have the strength to ask her to leave.
No, you can't.
I would make the adjustment that we can have a private life and she can have hers as well. But I don't think I would have the strength to just ask her to leave. I don't think I could do that. So, that's y'all take on it. Some people might feel different, say, you know what, kick her out, but no, I wouldn't feel that. I mean, she says she's not ready to go back home. Hey, well, let's sell the house. Let's sell the house and buy you another one, or buy a house
something
next
closer.
Door.
Yeah,
right.
That's
you know what I'm saying? We gotta come up with something. That's how I feel. What can we do where it works for all of us?
I agree.
Okay, Mom, you cook Tuesdays and Thursdays.
You just want to make sure somebody cooking,
right? And Mom, whenever you see the sign on the door, do not knock. Okay,
man. Enough. Enough.
But some parents are like really overbearing. They feel like, like, because this is my child, this is my daughter, I can say whatever I want to say.
Oh yeah, you can't.
I was his mama before you was his wife. That's they
do that. They definitely do that.
Yeah,
they, like I said, they will chime in.
Yeah.
And
they say, I wouldn't let my mother live with me, and we will all have a understanding. You only get one mom.
Right. But what if it's your mother-in-law?
He say he would.
He would let her. Yeah, he would.
Mother.
But Anthony, what if it's your mother-in-law?
What if it's good point. What if it's your mother? What if it's your wife's mother? Would you feel the same way?
Yeah.
I mean, would you really, honestly, would you feel
like I say, I think his best bet is to go to his wife. And clear it with her and have her. He shouldn't even talk to mom. You won't even need to talk to mama. Right. You let her talk to mama.
Well, both of them can talk to her.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Hey, just like he have to accept her as a mom, she have to accept him as a son, so they can both go. And after all, he is the head of the house if he's the man.
This is true. Now. But even in the head of the house, that don't mean you got to have say so and everything.
Well, I mean, you don't have to be so vocal. You don't have to say so, but you
don't have to be vocal about it. But he can. Like I said, I've been taught from like the older school told me, he's like, you really want to say something to your woman, you really want to get her attention. Mm-hmm. The best time I was told the best time to get that done is pillow talk.
Pillow talk.
When it's you and her, nighttime.
Well, let me say this. In pillow talk, the man is going to always lose the conversation.
Not necessarily, brother. Not necessarily.
Yes,
it's the way. Listen,
if she talked to him right, she's going to lose the conversation every single time.
You got to stay strong. You got to stay strong with that, man.
Strong. No, that's what you don't want to do, is to stay strong.
I'm going to leave that alone. But you do. You have to, because otherwise you find yourself, that's another problem. You find yourself being used and manipulated through that. And we have enough problems with that already.
It's true.
You see what I'm saying?
It's true, but some men like to be manipulated. What does Sarah say? Sarah says,
I would ask her to leave. I would ask her to leave. 2 years is too long, especially if she says only for a while. I don't want to feel that me and my husband have to sneak around to do stuff, or my husband and I get into it, and my mom goes in.
Good point.
That's right.
That's a very, very good point.
That's what you're talking about.
Because your mom would jump in if she feel like you being mistreated.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes, like I said, I know, everybody has arguments and everything like that. But I remember, she, in my situation, it was always very private. You know, we never heard anything from her. Now, my mother, on the other hand, she she thought stuff was getting out of hand or whatever, she would say something. I'm like, Ma, don't.
I just think that's why it's not a good thing for them to be there, because things do happen but unless it's physical,
right. Well, obviously,
physical, I think you should stay out of it. It doesn't matter who right or who wrong it is. You just stay out of it, because you have to. I mean, two people have to learn to live together and work things out for themselves. That's what adults do.
That's right. You're right.
That's how I feel.
Tashika, what do you say? Tashika's not here, so we can just go on with that. There you go. We will put that out there like that. But no, so I mean that's cool, and I'm glad we were able to set that out. This is why we vibe, brother. You know exactly what's going on.
That's right. We know what's going on.
Beautiful. But let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So here we are. Now we're post BET Awards. Now they've shown them 17 times since Sunday.
That's it. It's usually like 28. 30.
I don't even got cable, and I've seen it somehow. So there you go. You know that. Now a lot of people were applauding and you know, standing up, lighting candles for Mr. Jesse Williams' speech that he gave for the humanitarian award that he received. That is well received.
Right.
The brother who is his mother's white, daddy black.
Right.
Who, you know, has sometimes in some cases received backlash from people saying that he is just, I don't know, if too forward or too militant. But the brother is smooth, you know, and I say brother, you know, I say because that's how he identifies himself with. Right. Unlike Halle Berry Halle Berry says she's black, doesn't she? She says she's black.
I assume so.
Well, anyway, we'll leave that one alone. But he got a lot of applause and a lot of kudos for what he said, and a lot of stand-up claps and things like that. But you know what happens after that is my question. What really moves us? Because I was watching the View. Let me rephrase that. I saw a clip from The View. Don't really watch The View a lot. Saw a clip from The View.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yes, sir. Got to get
that show was going to be like.
Don't do it.
Actually,
don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do it. But they were saying that they were talking about the cultural assimilation and how our culture is always taken from, but not appreciated. So you take you take the good and everything, or what you want to use from someone, and then throw them out. Right. You know how you gonna
eat the fish, spit out the bone.
Well, we know that you did that just.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Bro, you ate that fish like a.
But you know what? I thought what Jesse Williams did, and y'all could chime in. I thought what Jesse Williams said was very powerful. To me, it was the best part of the BET Awards
by far.
You know, and anybody that has a problem with it, you know, most of it is generally white people. And let's just call it what it is. It's somebody that's not all white people, but you know,
they just don't get it.
Right? They don't get it, and I'm starting to even understand that that's what a lot of them is, because I try to ration this out as to why they feel the way they feel, but they don't get it, because you know why? A lot of them never know what it feels to be affected by years and years of oppression.
Very true.
Years and years. They don't know how that affects us
down.
Generation after generation after generation after generation. And we've never been we never been redeemed from that. Nope. We never been America never really been apologetic for that. We never got as the Martin Luther King, we never got the check cash. You know, we got a blank check. We never got that. We never got our 40 acres and a mule. So we still live with the trauma of that every day. And a lot of them don't get it. So I you know, rather than to be mad with them, or I just accounted to the fact that they're just ignorant. They don't. But it's cool to be. It's not cool. It's cool. It's not cool to be ignorant. Right. But it is. If that's your reason, okay, that's cool, then because you can learn. But you can learn. But right. And what you should do is be quiet, like you said. If you're not a person, sit down. That just go somewhere and shut up. If you're not helping, that's right. If you're not going to help the situation, don't talk against the situation. You can't talk for somebody when you don't relate to them, and you've never been where they've been, and you've never sat where they sat. You can't talk for them. You cannot do it. That's right, Anthony. You got a great point. What it says, if the lines of communication and respect are open, then you don't have those type of problems, and that's true. He's talking about his mother. He's talking about the same thing. He's talking about the but it works for this guy. It works for this one too. It works for this too. It works out well. So you know, I'm just saying is that they don't get it unless you can relate to it as a black man. Really relate to it. Right. I ain't talking about. Right. Everybody can relate to the music. No. Everybody can relate to the cool stuff. No. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about stuff I experience every single day as a black man. I know it because I know it. And most of the stuff you have to look past. You cannot even address everything. It's embedded in our society. Things that we experience that they never even know we're even experiencing. Going through. That's right. And this is why they don't get it. Now, and I enjoyed the best part of the speech that I enjoyed when he was talking about, well, you know, if you don't get it because what's due to us, then we're going to stand up and we're going to get it ourselves. Hey. Now, That is now to your question. Where do we go from here?
Yeah.
That is the thing I think that we really need to start coming together on. What is it that we need to do to come together to build our own economy, to build up the things that we need to build, that we can have, that we don't have to depend on the government, and we don't have to depend on, we could be in such a position that we can not even care who's going to be the next president of the United States.
Now, how sad is that?
Yeah.
And this is something also, just to like further that a little bit more, Mike, for your personal self. How do you feel? How do you feel about the musicians? Because this is something that's very near to your heart.
Right.
Music is a universal language.
Yes,
you know
it
what I mean.
is.
It's very, very universal.
Yes.
And you know this more than I.
Right.
But how do you feel when like say, and I'm using the example that she used, the lady on The View, she was saying that Little Richard did Tutti Frutti song,
right?
But then Pat Boone did it.
Yeah,
and it became
a huge hit.
It became a hit.
Exactly. Same thing with Elvis Presley.
Yeah,
made some of the songs he didn't write. He stole it from somebody.
Of course he did. Hound Dog was one of the big ones he did.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. How do you find a way to not be biased and not be so closed-minded when it comes to people that are taking from your roots and then not giving back and not appreciating or not even sending paying homage to that? How do you deal with that as a performer, as an artist? How do you deal with it?
Well, I hate to say it is what it is. I hate to say, but you know what I'm saying. But I really think me by myself can do very little or have very little impact. But if we see our biggest issue with us is just supporting each other. Because if enough of us bind together, we won't have to take what they dish out. We can say you can keep your whatever it is, whatever, but we got to build this stage for ourselves. We got to build this platform for ourselves, because they're not going to give it to us. We're going to have to, whatever we get from them, we're going to have to work for it and then some.
That's right.
So I me by myself, I know that I really can't come up against the matrix. I can't come up against that matrix or that system, but I know that we can build our own system and build it in a way that is so strong that it takes over their system.
Yeah. If we stop the crab in the barrel mentality.
Come on. That's it. That's it. I mean, we could just do simple things like just love each other
or be happy for
each other. I mean, say something nice. Stop being positive. Yeah. All you people that post on Facebook, stop. I wish you really would stop posting negative stuff about us on Facebook. People that posting fights and post some positive, post something about people graduating from college.
There you go.
Somebody winning.
That never goes viral.
Right. That never. Those things never go viral. But I see us. Somebody got shot. Somebody got beat up. Somebody. It's always cheating on their wife. Yeah, it's always negative. But that's what they expect out of us. And we can never win with that mentality. So this is why I enjoyed Jesse Williams' statement, because that I feel like that's what it was meant to do, to unify us so that we can rise to the top. What they saying over there?
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna give it to you. It says, Barris Bolton says, support each other. All right, brother Barris, I can dig that. It says it's the same way. This is Anthony again. It says it's the same way with live bands. The white bands get all the corporate gigs because of who they know and not because of the talent.
Come on.
Well, and I understand that. That's fine. But at the same time, I know it's some of us. Like I do a lot of brand ambassador work,
right?
Which a lot of that is word of mouth. It basically means I go out and represent a company when they have a product line opening up or things like that. I got that job because of who I know, and I'm black. So it comes to a point where you have to be able to, and I know that's not a very tight example, but I'm saying that just to be, trying to sort of devil's advocate to you, Mr. Robinson. You have to be able to, if you have can put a kind word in for somebody, if you can plug somebody, as they say, then make sure you do that. Don't worry about how much money you're going to get from the cut. Don't worry about that. You can help someone, help them, because I guarantee you, we know enough people in positions that will be able to, heck, I'm on the radio right now because of some beautiful black people that I know. You see what I'm saying?
There we go.
So there you go, Mr. Earl. Shout out to you.
Back to, yes.
So, you know what I mean? So there is ways to get it done. There's ways to go about it if you really want to do it. And this is further what Mr. Williams said.
Yeah.
He said, what I'd like to see us do is return to a space where it's okay for folks to be proud and outwardly black in public and not have to feel like we have to be safe to live. We not feel like we have to be safe to live in white spaces or to make everyone else comfortable when we spent centuries being uncomfortable. People are getting more comfortable being political. We live here. We pay taxes. We should be able to talk about it. Okay?
Yep.
He said, especially for those who have made it. Just because I can dunk a basketball or act doesn't mean I have to shut the hell up about issues that actually affect me and my people. We cannot allow them to extract. This to me was the most important part. We cannot allow them to extract from the black community the best and brightest in the particular genre of expression that makes money for white corporations and then separate us from the rest of the people.
Mm-hmm.
People are out here suffering. People are out here poor and abandoned and unsupported. And just because we get to be here tonight doesn't mean that we've made it. We ain't made it.
No, sir.
Hey, man, you
can't do nothing with that.
It is.
I mean, the truth is right in your face.
It is.
It's right in your face. And then, I heard some white people say, well, we got up and said that, they'd be calling us bigots if we said that about ourselves. But you know what? Yes, we would, because you have not experienced.
I wouldn't call them a bigot. I just say you're grossly misinformed.
Definitely.
Because if you think for 1 second that white privilege doesn't exist, you just came from the moon. You know what I mean? There's no way that you can say it does not exist.
Mm-hmm.
It's in everything.
It's in every
way of life.
Yeah.
So even to the point where right now, if I wanted quality food, if I wanted quality entertainment in my neighborhood, well, not my neighborhood per se, but in most black neighborhoods, you could not do that without seeing a white person.
That's right.
But yet they can go to the store. They can go to the town, the mall.
Good stores.
Great stores.
Whole Foods.
They can go.
I ain't seen a Whole Foods on the west side of Chicago. Have you?
And you probably won't. But they can go to you see a Whole Food and liquor store. Anyway, they can go to their neighborhood stores and everything and not have to interact with a black person. Period. At all. Now, what does that say about your psyche? What does that put in their minds already? That they don't need us. We're not a part of their world.
There you go.
So we're not. So see, it's not. They're just grossly misinformed.
Yeah,
they're not a part. If we're not a part of their world, they have no reason to be sensitive to our needs.
That's right.
They have no reason to be sensitive to our afflictions, the things that we go through,
right.
And they will get up and make comments like, "Oh, what's everybody so mad about?"
Right.
That's where that comes from.
That's right.
So see, to a certain point, it's like you have to.
The fact they make that comment is that means they're white privilege. The fact that you can make a comment like that.
Let's see what Sarah says. It also, parents need to encourage their children while they're young, so when they grow up, they can teach their children how to love all races, especially their own. We have many black. Can I press C more?
Yes.
Does it work?
Yes.
We have many black children hating their own kind because they weren't taught to love themselves first.
Wow.
That's very true.
That's very huge.
That's very, very true.
But
where does it start? It starts from, I would say, and now granted, we all want our kids to have nice things. We were talking about this last time I was here.
Right.
Excuse me. We want our kids to have nice things, but you have to teach them the value
of
something. And more importantly, Lord have mercy, the value of self.
That's it.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you can't teach them the value about them gym shoes if you can't teach them about the soul that's going in them gym shoes.
There you go.
The feet that's going in those gym shoes.
And that is a huge thing, is when we teach them that their identity is based on what they have on, or what it is that they drive, or what it is that you live in. I grew up, even when I was growing up, my parents, I remember they had shoes called the Bobos, and I would go to school. All the other kids would wear the Converse All Stars, but I was wearing the Bobos. So the kids used to try to make me feel less than because I had on Bobos.
I'm sorry. What are Bobos?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right.
Anyway,
leave it alone.
So they used to always try to make me feel less than because I had on Bobos, and I think that's where we go wrong. I'm not saying you should put your kids in things that are not nice, but what I'm saying is don't allow them to draw that identity from that. Which is why I think when Jordans come out, we got to stand around the corner to wait for Jordans.
Man, come on. I went. I said, "What's this line for?" He said, he said, the shoes must be out. He said, no, actually, this is the line.
We need that same line going around
to a bookstore.
Right, or get your credit score. How about that?
Come on. But look, the trip that man told me I had to wait in line to get a ticket for a chance to spend my money. Oh. I said, wait. So you mean I got to win a chance to spend my money? I said, you a fool.
I know that's right. I know.
But look, and this is something Mr. Williams also said. Mm-hmm. He said, I don't want to misquote him, but he said, we spent years with brands on our backs.
On our backs.
And now we work hard to put brands on our backs.
On our backs.
So what a slave still slavery, ain't it? He went deep with that one. He went deep with that one. He went deep with that one. I want to what Miss May said here. She said, we as a people are too small-minded.
Mm-hmm.
We are too self-consumed. We have to grow in a place where we can advance without any backlash from our own, but complete support and having a mindset to advance the cause for the culture. Now, you got me kind of on the fence here, because I agree with you on the last part. The first part, I don't think we are as self-consumed, because if we were, we'd be spending more money in our own neighborhoods.
Well, we are spending. Well, I see what you're saying.
You see what I mean?
But I think in the sense of what he's saying, we
Miss May said
we don't spend in our neighborhood. We spend more money going out of our neighborhoods than any other race.
That's it.
We really do.
That's it. And then, but like I said, but if we were so quote unquote, if we were so self-consumed, if we were more self-consumed, we'd be building things. We'd be building each other.
I see what you're saying.
If we were more self-consumed.
Self-consumed. I got you.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
More self-aware.
Right.
So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's something that we have to work on.
But that's something to address, because a lot of us just don't know who we are, and then we have been trained to not like who we are and not embrace subliminally. Like when I first started hearing about Africa and everything, I didn't want to have no attachment to Africa.
Yeah, man. Even down to the dictionary. Look up black in the dictionary.
Right.
If you looked up black in the dictionary right now, it's something
I didn't want to have
with dark. You know what I mean?
Right. I didn't want to have no attachment to Africa whatsoever. So one year I went.
You actually went?
I went. Yes, I went to Zimbabwe, Africa years ago, and when I saw how creative we were, and I saw how genuine we were, and I was like, wow, I was blown away by it. And it's which is the reason why the Europeans was able to come and take what we had and still make money off of it, because we was never trying to make money off having diamonds and gold.
We just had
it. Yeah,
it's very true. And so I think that's what, like I say, and always we raise such good points, Mike. You raise such good points.
Thank you.
What is the next step though?
Yes.
What if you're not, like you said, if you're not doing something about it, sit down and shut up.
That's right.
But at least we open the dialogue. We get the dialogue flowing. We get people talking about it.
Yeah.
That way, hopefully, like we say, you're not where we don't have to sit down and be quiet about our struggle.
No.
We don't have to sit down and be quiet about the things that we're going through.
And I'm not. And you know what? And what's said, one of the other things that he had made reference to about being free. And then if we are we free enough to be black? Are we too? When we be black, do we be too free?
Come on, man.
You know what? We might as well just say it like it is. Black people have a uniqueness about them.
It's beautiful.
That's not in other cultures.
It's not.
We have the rhythm down pat. We yes, a lot of us are loud. A lot of us, but that's it's in our culture. It's in who we are. And
you gotta be loud to be heard.
And they try, right? And sometimes they try to say that's not intelligent. You're not smart. You're not conducting yourself in a very
I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? But that's who we are. And that's nothing. When I had a chance to go to Africa, I noticed. Do you know we as a people are attracted to the drum?
Well, it's a very instinctual instrument.
Right.
Come on, your heart is a drum.
It is.
It beats.
So that's why when we hear the house music and the beat, that's why we
the drive and beat. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We that's in us. That's in us, and people, and they've tried to Americanize it to take that away. I mean, I even like our sisters. No offense. Now I know I'm about to get in trouble, and I no offense. Do whatever works for you. I don't.
Disclaimer.
I really don't want no backlash for this, okay? But I do embrace all of you women that are deciding to go natural with your hair, okay? And those of you that have not, that's cool. If you're comfortable, I'm just saying. But the only reason I say that is because I like the fact that we're starting to love ourselves as we are and who we are, and we have to change ourselves to try to be accepted in society.
And see, that's what all that stuff. And you talking to somebody, Mike, who I cut my hair last March.
Did you see how Wanda looked at me when I said that?
I did not see that. I felt something. I felt some heat.
She's ready to die.
I didn't know. I didn't know that's what it was.
Wanda, don't hurt me, Wanda.
I thought they shut the fan off. I didn't know what it was. But no, I mean, we talking to somebody who mind you, out of slightly, it was out of rebellion when I first started growing my hair.
What?
You know, when I first started growing my hair. Now I had my hair for 16 years. Now,
Wow.
mind you, I'm the type of brother, you know, from time to time, I like to wear my suits and things like that. And I'd be business casual from here on down, or business, but from head up, quote unquote, I was hip hop.
Wow.
You see what I mean? I couldn't, and the amount, the weight, I'd have on a full-fledged suit when my hair would be in braids. And the way that people would look at me, the way that people would interact with me, the same people I talk to now, the same jobs that weren't offered to me then are being offered to me now, especially in our field, you know, trying to do the acting thing, trying to be a thespian, doing those things. The same things that I was doing, I wasn't able to do, even though my talent didn't change. If anything, it got better.
Right.
It got better. But yet, there are things that are being offered to me now that I wasn't able to. And unfortunately, I get it. There's a look. There's a thing, a certain what it was, idea that they have.
That's what they lose me at. You know, I mean, I understand.
But it's real, Mike.
I mean, it is real, and I understand presentation is everything, and you know, that's what they lose me at, because a lot of times that's why I probably will never fit into corporate America, because I cannot lose my identity.
But Mike,
I got to be Michael Kennedy.
But that you a smooth brother, Mike, and that you, the way you dress, the way you carry yourself,
I have to
people
be
will
me.
see who you are.
I can't have you telling me to cut off my beard when I want to wear it.
But if they don't get a chance to
it.
know who you are, if they don't, it sucks that they don't get a chance to realize who all these wonderful people are because of their first impression of their hair or their. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's very, very unfortunate.
Yeah.
And that's what it says when we don't have to worry about how our blackness is perceived.
Yeah.
That's when we quote unquote shall overcome.
We shall.
But until then, I mean, what you gonna do? You gonna cut your hair,
Yeah.
or you gonna keep wearing it out? Because see, a lot of times people don't understand. Have you ever really looked at a lock? I don't even like calling them dreadlocks because ain't nothing dreadful about
It's
it.
not dread. I don't even
Have
know
you
where the
ever
term
looked?
came from.
Have you ever looked at a lock?
It's beautiful.
I'm talking about closer.
Yeah.
How ironically it looks like a DNA strand.
Wow.
Have you?
Wow.
You ever noticed that?
No, I never. Really.
Next time you get, don't be walking up on somebody on 33rd talking about, hey, let me see your hair. Don't do that. But if you get somebody that's close to you, somebody that you love, and you can look at their hair, really look at it, it's mind-boggling the way it resembles a DNA strand. And I think that's a part of it.
That's amazing.
That's a part of it. Those are our antennas to the universe.
Woo.
You see what I'm saying? Those types
Say
of things.
that again, bro.
I said those are our antennas to the universe. Now, you know me, I like to make it silly. But if you ever tried to get up close on a roach, they got long antennas. Let me stop.
Well, you know, Randall, it's been a long.
I went too far.
Long time.
I apologize.
But tell us about it. I would love to hear it.
Well, it's not easy. Anything that has larger receptors, in other words, I'll make it more serious.
Okay.
Anything that has larger receptors, you can't come up on them with the BS.
They see you coming before you come.
That's the best way to put it.
Yep.
And I think all that is a part of it.
Mhm.
It can be, you see, you know what I'm saying? You see, bro, with the free flowing mane, and it can be startling.
Yeah.
It can take you back if you're not hip, if you're not culturally aware.
Yeah.
If you don't get it.
Yeah.
I keep going back to that.
And
if you don't get it.
And I hate to say it, that a lot of television is shaping this too. Shape how we perceive and how we see things. Television and what was perceived to be nice looking and what's not nice looking. You know, I really want to just get into know. I just want to be me. I just want to be me. And the older I get, I'm starting to realize that, you know, some rules are good. So I'm not against rules, but there are some rules I feel that are designed to change who you are. Those are the rules that I just can't get with. When I have to change something about myself that's a part of me, to make you feel comfortable.
That's right. And that's not right. And I know, I also know, which just goes back to what we were talking about, the gender bathrooms and things like that.
God,
but we'll stay away from that this time. But it's very, very true. We have to stop being to a point where we cower in our blackness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or from it.
Or dumbing it down.
That's the best way to put it, Mike. Dumbing it down to make it socially acceptable.
Yeah, and I have done that. I know I have done that. I purposely not wore certain things because I didn't want to scare the old white women.
See? And then I saw I was working downtown yesterday, and I saw a middle-aged white woman, had to be a baby boomer, or had to be a baby boomer. She had on a sweatshirt with a black lady on the back that said, "Listen to the people." And I said, "Excuse me, that sweatshirt is amazing." She said, "And it's also true," and didn't even stop talking to me. Kept walking. She said, "It's also true." and
Wow.
rolled on.
Wow.
And I said, see, where are people like that aren't they're comfortable with who they are, so they have no problem accepting someone else.
That's it.
See, and we don't have to be. You don't have to be loud. You don't have to be, confrontational, abrasive.
No.
You can be abrasive and confrontational in silence.
That's it. That's it.
See, so it's not about that all the time. It's not about, I listen to these kids on the train. I took the train over here. These kids with this music, and you never hear people singing "Jesus Loves Me" on the train real loud.
No.
You never. All you hear is curse words and "I got this," and it has to come from something. It has to come from something. We need to start a free earplug program or something. A free what is it? Free, what do you call them? Give out free earbuds or something to people. Like, here, take these. You don't have to, because what you listening to, first of all, is crap. That's my personal opinion.
Yes, yeah, it is.
But then it's not uplifting. It puts people in a whole different mindset about you already. Well, you could be on your way to a job interview, and the person that you job interviewing with is sitting there, listening to you, watching you be a fool. And then you want to come in and flip the script. No, buddy, we already know who you are.
That's right.
See what I'm saying? So you don't never know. Look what they say.
What Varys is saying.
It says, if we as black people would ever realize that they, and capitalize, are really fearful of what or who we really are, who we are and what we've had and what we have in almost every major successful creation in America.
Wow.
That's true.
Wow.
But see, Bears, and you're right to some degree, but they do realize it. That's why he was saying they take the best of it and shun the rest. You see what I'm saying? They take the best of it and things that they can use, things that they can, are a quick fad.
Yeah.
And then they shun the rest.
Yeah.
We I was talking about cornrows earlier. We put our hair in cornrows. Why? Because it's easy to manage. We were out working in the fields and things like that. Summertime, you going swimming. They do it for a quick fad because it's cool.
It's
cool.
a
do-rag on.
Right. And don't even know what it really represents.
Don't even know what or why we doing it.
We even do it.
It starts with education. You're right. It starts with the education system. Yeah, it costs more than what is they told somebody about jailing versus education.
Yeah, yep. And then how we shaped and taught. Honestly, and more I think about it, the more I mean, coming up in schools, I had white teachers, but they could not teach us. They could not teach us in a way that we needed to be taught. Because for somebody to really teach you, they have to be able to relate to you. I'm gonna keep saying that.
I mean, I don't so much agree with that so much.
When people can't relate,
I see what you're saying.
When they can't relate to you, they don't really know how to help you. They don't know how to reach you. The best people you could ever reach in life is people that's somewhere where you've been before.
Okay,
I really do.
I can agree with that. My old man said you can gain wisdom from a fool. So you don't always have to be somebody, as long as they can understand.
Yeah.
I guess that's relating too, though. That's what you're saying. You're right.
But some things, I mean, come on, man. Let's think about these tests that they put out.
The standardized tests.
Yeah, standardized tests that they put out. The tests that they put out are questions about things we never really experienced.
Yeah.
We don't live in that environment, but they ask us those same kind of questions.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, they're vanilla tests. Is what they are.
Right.
So here's what we got, Mike. We talked about a couple good things today.
Yeah.
Don't kick that old lady out if you're listening. Let your wife handle that.
Yeah.
Because you will find yourself outside, I think.
Yeah.
Second of all, people, don't just wake up. Get up.
Yep. Get up.
Everybody always said wake up. Don't just wake up. Get up.
Get up.
Get out. Do something.
In fact, go and support somebody. Go and give to somebody.
Thank you.
Go and be a servant to somebody.
There you go.
Go and compliment somebody.
It's simple.
Some of y'all just need to hug somebody. And I ain't talking about somebody you know. I'm talking about somebody you don't know. I'm talking about embrace. Do more things like that. If we do that, that is the beginning of us starting to get up and understand our value.
Amen, bro.
And once we set the stage, hey, we can build upon that stage and we can keep going. And one day, possibly, we just might overcome.
Amen.
You've been listening to the Milk and Honey Show. It's been fun. It seemed like this hour went by
It
fast.
was really bad. As Chica would say, we miss you, Tashika. Come on back soon.
That's right. Come on
and
back. We
please,
miss you,
as she would
Tashika.
always say, do not compromise your integrity for popularity. And if you don't love us, you better not die.
You better not die.
There you go.
See you next week, people. Love you.